Welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Matt.
And I'm Karen. Today we are looking at part A of the rules of the road. So I guess we'll be talking about driving today. Do you know how to drive?
Yeah, I do know how to drive.
Really? So you got your license?
I did. I got my driver's license a very long time ago in Canada when I was 16 years old. So that's when I had to take the written driving test first in order to get my learning license. And then I think it was 1 year later I could take the test to get my license. But I actually failed my first time.
You did. What did you do? Do you remember why you failed?
I think it was just a few different small things, like not looking, checking, it's called a shoulder check when you look over your shoulder. I think I missed a couple shoulder checks, and that's why.
I think they're pretty important.
Well, 6 months later, I got my license anyway, so it all worked out.
Well, I also got my driver's license when I was 16 years old, and I passed the first time. And I didn't even know how to parallel park.
How did you pass then?
I don't know. I guess I just got lucky.
I just didn't shoulder check, but I was perfect parallel park, perfect reverse parking. Not fair.
Sometimes it also depends on your luck, doesn't it, right?
Oh, really?
Okay, well, let's go into today's lesson and learn more about the rules of the road.
Portia is helping Morgan prepare for his driving exam.
Stop checking your phone and focus. Your driving exam is just around the corner.
Sorry, I'm in a group chat.
Now, let's go over passing another car on the road.
So we're looking at part A of the rules of the road. So in today's dialogue, we have two characters, Portia and Morgan. Portia is helping Morgan prepare for his driving exam. To prepare for something means to get ready for something, for his driving exam. But what is an exam?
Okay, well, exam is a word that is actually short for a longer word, which is examination. Most people today will just say exam. Now, an exam is a set of questions that are designed to test a student's knowledge about something. So to test how well you know something. You might have an exam at school in any one of your classes to test how well you've learned the course material. Sometimes this word exam is also used for types of medical tests. Not ones that test knowledge, but just a test to find out more about your body's medical condition, things like an eye exam, which will test how well your eyes work. So these are types of different exams.
But right now we're talking about the driving exam. So it's kind of like a driving test for someone who wants to become a driver, right? Okay, so I guess I'll be Portia and you'll be Morgan?
Okay.
Okay, so Portia starts off the conversation by saying, stop checking your phone and focus. Your driving exam is just around the corner. Portia doesn't seem too happy about Morgan because Morgan is checking his phone and he's not really focusing. So we're looking at this word here, checking. And to check, that is a verb. So that just means to look at something or someone in a careful way. But when you're checking your phone, maybe you're checking for your messages or maybe news feed on social media platforms, right? And we don't want to be doing that when you are driving, right? Because it's very dangerous. So for example, you can say, you should always check your oil, water, and tires before taking your car on a long trip. It's important to make sure that everything is working well.
Right. So Portia has told Morgan that he needs to focus. So to focus is to pay particular attention to something. So she means he needs to focus or pay attention to studying for his driving exam. So he needs to not look at his phone, not be distracted by the other things around him, but focus on what he needs to learn for this driving exam. Because, as she said, it's just around the corner. Now, just around the corner doesn't mean it's nearby around any corners. It just means it's coming in the near future. So it's happening soon if it's just around the corner.
Exactly. So if you think that, Christmas is coming up, then you can say Christmas is just around the corner. Okay, so what does Morgan say now?
Morgan says, sorry, I'm in a group chat.
He's in a group chat while he's driving? So what does it mean when he says, I'm in a group chat?
I don't think he's actually driving here. I think what they're doing is studying for the written exam for this driving test.
But you still have to focus, right?
That's right. It's not as important as focusing when you're driving, but still important.
Okay, but so group chat, meaning that maybe he's talking to someone or chatting with someone. So to chat, that is a verb, but to have a chat, that can also be used as a noun. So it just means to talk with someone in a friendly and informal way. You're not really talking about anything that is too serious.
Yeah, and usually a group chat is when you have, on a messaging app, you have a lot of people in one messaging group. And so you might be very busy if there's a lot of people in the group because they'll be getting a lot of notifications with so many people messaging.
Exactly. And now Portia says, now let's go over passing another car on the road. So what does she mean when we say go over passing another car on the road?
Well, to go over something means to learn about or maybe even to review something. So she's going to be teaching him or helping him to learn about passing another car. So about getting past another car on the road. So maybe if someone is driving very slowly in front of you and you want to go the regular speed, you might need to pass them.
That's true. So there's a lot of things that you have to learn when it comes to the driving exam, right? And that is why they should really focus, or Morgan should really focus. Okay.
So we're going to see more about what he learns in order to pass his exam when we come back after the break.
When there is a double solid yellow dividing line, I can't pass.
Right. You also can't use the bike lane to pass on the right.
However, I can pass on the right on the highway.
That's only if the driver in the passing lane doesn't get out of the way.
Also, I can pass on the right at some roundabouts.
Welcome back, everyone. So before the break, we were looking at this dialogue between Portia and Morgan. Portia is helping Morgan prepare for his driving exam. So they're going over quite a few rules that they need to follow when driving on the road, right?
And just before the break, Portia mentioned that they should go over passing cars. So Morgan says, when there's a double solid yellow dividing line, I can't pass.
Okay, so this is one of the rules they need to remember. And Portia says, right, you also can't use the bike lane to pass on the right. Okay. So double, let's look at this word here. Double, what does that mean?
Double means two of something, or can also mean twice the amount, twice the price, twice the amount of something. So actually, in Canada, where both of us are from, there's a popular way to order coffee, which is to order a double-double. And that means that you want 2 creams and 2 sugars in your coffee. So double just means 2 of something. So a double solid line means 2 solid lines on the road next to each other.
And which means that you cannot pass, right? And we're looking at this word here, solid, and that is an adjective. Basically, if you're just looking at the word solid, a solid is any object that has a definite shape and volume. But when we're talking about a solid line on the road, it means just a straight line. It's not dotted. It's a solid line. So for example, you can say solid white lines separate lanes of traffic when traffic is moving in the same direction.
Morgan continues, however, I can pass on the right on the highway.
I can pass on the right on the highway. So if he wants to go faster than another car, then he can pass on the right side. Okay. And now Portia says, that's only if the driver in the passing lane doesn't get out of the way. Okay.
So that's the only time. Usually, you're not supposed to pass in the right lane because you're supposed to only pass in the left lane and then go back to the right lane for driving, for normal driving. So you shouldn't just be driving in the left lane, but if someone is doing that, then they're doing it wrong. You might need to use the right lane to pass them.
I see. Okay, so what does Morgan say now?
Morgan says, also, I can pass on the right at some roundabouts.
So what's a roundabout? A roundabout, that is a noun. A roundabout is an intersection that uses a circular junction instead of stoplights or stop signs to manage traffic flow. But actually, you can also see some roundabouts with traffic lights in Taiwan as well. And for example, you can say roundabouts are a safer alternative to traffic signals and stop signs.
Yeah, so I remember when I was living in Canada, at one time they started to introduce roundabouts instead of traffic lights and stop signs. But at first, I think a lot of people were confused because they weren't used to using these roundabouts. So they didn't know the rules and how to drive in them correctly. So at first there was a few problems, but I think eventually everyone learned how to use these roundabouts, and now they're actually a lot safer than what we used to have.
And that is really, really important because we all know that safety is always number one. Okay, well, we learned quite a few rules about road safety today, and I hope you guys really enjoyed our lesson today, but we'll be learning more in part 2. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Portia is helping Morgan prepare for his driving exam.
Stop checking your phone and focus. Your driving exam is just around the corner.
Sorry, I'm in a group chat.
Now, let's go over passing another car on the road.
When there is a double solid yellow dividing line, I can't pass.
Right. You also can't use the bike lane to pass on the right.
However, I can pass on the right on the highway.
That's only if the driver in the passing lane doesn't get out of the way.
Also, I can pass on the right at some roundabouts.
Hello, I'm Tina. 我们来看这一课的重点单字。第一个 exam 名词，考试、测验。The exam will test everything we've learned. 考试将测试我们所学的一切。 下一个单字 check， 动词查看。I need to check the map to find the right direction. 我需要查看地图，找到正确的方向。下一个单字 focus， 动词集中注意力或精神。Jasmine needs to focus for the upcoming exam. Jasmine 需要集中精神准备即将到来的考试。Upcoming 指的是即将到来的。最后一个单字 double， 形容词成双的。Go through the double doors and turn right. 穿过那道双扇门，然后向右转。接着我们来看重点文法。第一个 just around the corner， 即将来临。字面上的意思是说就在转角处，表示就在附近或者是即将到来。Just 是强调用法，可以省略。Corner 的意思是转角、街角。我们来看看这个例句。Christmas is just around the corner and everyone is excited. 圣诞节即将来临，每个人都很兴奋。下一个文法 Only if 加主词加动词，只有什么才怎么样。这个句型用 only 来强调 if 条件句 if 子句的条件必须成立，某事才会发生。我们来看看这个例句 Polly will go to the party only if her friends come along. 只有 Polly 的朋友们也一起参加派对， Polly 才会参加。最后一个文法 get out of the way 让路，让一让。 get 可以用 stay 或者是 keep 来替换，以表达相近的语义。我们来看看这个例句 Please get out of the way so the ambulance can pass. 请让路给救护车。以上就是这一课的重点单词跟文法，我们下一课再见，拜拜。
I texted Anna about the dinner date tomorrow, but she just left it on red.
What? Left on red? Did she forget to reply?
I don't know. She saw the message, but there's no reply. It makes me feel ignored.
I see. Maybe she just got busy and forgot to reply. Don't take it personally.
What should I do?
Just send her another message.
Hi everyone! Today's phrase is left on red.
Yes, this phrase comes from the read receipts feature on many messaging apps, which lets the sender know when their message has been read.
If someone leaves you on red, it means they have read your message but haven't replied.
This can sometimes feel rude or dismissive, especially if it happens often.
Let me give you an example sentence. You could say, I asked him out, but he just left me on red.
Or, she's always leaving me on red. It's like she doesn't care at all.
But remember, people might not reply immediately for many reasons, like being busy or not knowing what to say. So don't take it too personally.
That's right. So the better approach would be to just have a conversation. Texting can sometimes lead to misunderstandings after all.
That's all for today. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.